Welcome to Hypnosis Health Info. I'm Roger Moore. It's only been a couple of days since I was talking about how left unchecked based on current trends in 10 more years, 2020, 75% of all Americans will be overweight. And other studies show, again left unchecked, that based on current trends, that by 2050, 100% of all Americans would be overweight. So it was no surprise this morning as I was driving home from the gym, and this is October 22nd of 2010, that I heard on NPR a report about increased rise in diabetes, and again left unchecked, by 2050 as many as 1 in 3 Americans could have diabetes. Right now it's 1 in 10. And I got home and went online, and both WebMD and Reuters had this information as one of their featured stories. It says that diabetes could surge in the U.S. by 2050. The CDC projects diabetes rates could grow to 1 in 3 Americans. As many as 1 in 3 Americans could develop diabetes by 2050 unless a significant dent is made in the obesity epidemic, according to the latest CDC projections. As it stands, 1 in 10 Americans has diabetes, but this could double or even triple by 2050 if current trends continue. These trends include the aging of the population, increasing rates of obesity, the fact that people with diabetes are living longer, and increases in the number of people belonging to minority groups at higher risk for diabetes. The numbers are alarming, says Ann Albright, PhD, RD, Director of the CDC's Division of Diabetes Translation. We really need to focus more attention and effort on prevention. Obesity is a major risk for type 2 diabetes, and it plays an important role in the increasing rates of type 2 diabetes. You know, folks, obesity for the most part is preventable, as is type 2 diabetes. When you eat healthy, when you're at a healthy weight, when you exercise, overall you're going to have better health. And here at Slender for Life, we offer you real solutions for getting to your goal weight and, most importantly, staying there. Slender for Life isn't about dieting. It's not about getting to a goal weight, following some rigid diet, and then putting weight back on. I've been there, done that, did that most of my life, did the yo-yo thing, up, down, up, down. It really is about getting to your goal weight healthily, safely, and most importantly, staying there throughout the rest of your life. And I offer a no charge and no obligation consultation. If you live here in the Puget Sound area, I'll have you come in here to my Bainbridge office or over in the Medical Dental Building in downtown Seattle. If you live too far away, we'll set up a telephone or Skype consultation, and together we'll talk about what your needs are, and I'll develop a written program recommendation tailor-made to your needs. And we started one out with the Interdiet Assessment. It's 40 questions, and it takes a look at the mental emotional roadblocks that keep you from taking the weight off, and most importantly, keeping them off. It takes a look at your overall commitment. You know, do you see this as a diet, or do you see it as a change in your relationship with yourself and your relationship with food? And it also assesses the discomfort level with dieting, and how do you use food for comfort. You know, food was my drug of choice. And anytime I felt the least bit unloved, unaccepted, I was in the bakery buying grandma's food is love comfort foods. Inner control is another area that the Interdiet Assessment takes a look at. And boy, you know, after a lifetime of yo-yo dieting and weighing 110 pounds more than I do now, I never ever thought it would be possible for these last 14 years to take the weight off and keep it off. And then perfectionism is another area. And perfectionism is trying to follow a diet rigidly and perfectly. There's no way you can do that. Give it up, let go. Secondary gain is, do you need to keep this weight, this wall, this padding, this protection to feel physically, mentally, and or emotionally safer in this world? You know, if you keep the wall up, the barrier between you and me, then you get to hide out here in the cave and don't have to be as open, as intimate, as vulnerable. You can hold people off, keep them at a distance. And the final assessment area in the Interdiet Assessment is stress. And lots of folks eat when they're stressed and use food as a way of calming down, of managing stress. And then based on the answers on your confidential questionnaire that we use in the consultation and the information we get off the inner diet assessment, we use hypnosis along with several other powerful tools to put you back in control of what you're eating, how much you're eating, and ultimately your weight. Creating that desire to eat when you're truly physically hungry, to stop eating when your body says enough, no more. And also creating that desire and that motivation to go to the gym and exercise, or exercise in any form, maybe it's going for a walk around the block, whatever that might look like for you. And we follow what we call a multi-menu or flexitarian approach, where overall the bulk of your food should look like you dug it out of the earth, picked it off a plant or a bush or out of a tree. We follow the dietary recommendations of Dr. John McDougall and the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. And then the key to our success and why clients at Slender for Life have such a great success rate of keeping weight off is we teach everybody self-hypnosis. How to take yourself deeply relaxed, use hypnotic suggestions, and bring yourself up very quickly, generally in about a minute. That way you can use it multiple times a day, every day. You don't have to block out 15 or 20 minutes or 30 minutes or anything like that. You can do it on the fly. And hypnosis really is the ultimate display of control. Instead of the Halloween candy having control, or the holiday cookies, or the big plate of mac and cheese, or whatever it might be, or the bag of chips, it's about you being in control of you. And with self-hypnosis, you'll learn how to do that. So folks, we just can't afford to have 1 out of 3 Americans with diabetes. Our economy just can't stand that. It's bankrupting us. And this is preventable. We need to change our behavior. We need to change our relationships with ourselves and our relationship with food. So take a look around at slenderforlife.com and at hypnosishealthinfo.com at all the tools, the resources. If there's any way that I can help you, give me a call at 206-903-1232 or send me an email, roger@hypnosishealthinfo.com. And together, let's do our part at taking responsibility for healthcare, reducing healthcare costs. Healthcare reform begins with each of us. So let's take the weight off and keep it off. I'm Roger Moore, and this is Hypnosis Health Info.